In this video, we will talk about how you can prepare for GK/GS section for SSC CGL 2024. So the very first thing that you need to understand about this section is that you cannot get selection without covering GK properly, because prior to 2022, GK section was not a part of mains. Now from 2022 onwards, GK section is part of your mains examination, which is responsible for your merit list. So you have to cover this GK section very comprehensively if you want a good rank, if you want selection in this examination. In this video, I will give you a complete overview of the syllabus of the GK/GS section and how and where are you supposed to cover it from, and I will also tell you about how you can revise whatever you have studied. So before I get on to the strategy part of this section, you need to understand one thing. What is your preparation level in other subjects? When I say other subjects, what is your preparation level in maths, reasoning and English? You have to judge it. Accordingly, you have to devote time for GS section. So suppose you are not a beginner and you have been preparing for this examination since before, and you are scoring around 120 plus out of 150 in these three sections, you are obviously expected to give more time to GK/GS section. And suppose you are a person who has just started his preparation and your syllabus in these three subjects is not complete, then your first priority should be these three sections. And for GK/GS section, what you should do, that also I'll tell you in this video. Now, irrespective of the fact that you have taken any course for this section or not, you have to follow this strategy, because I will be telling you only standard sources from where you can prepare this section. And if you have taken any course, it will help you, but you have to follow this strategy only. Now here I have a very important advice for all of you. Before you start your GK preparation, you need to confine the resources that you are going to use, and you have to limit what you are going to study, because revision is very important in GK. No matter what you have studied, how much you have studied, until and unless you are able to revise them, you will not be able to score well in the examination in this particular section. So revision is the key. So before starting only, you have to determine that what exactly you are going to study, which sources you are going to follow, and accordingly you study them, accordingly you revise them. So in this video, I will also be telling you what you should study and what schedule you should follow, that you are able to study and revise it multiple times. So let's begin with the subjects. Now there are 7 subjects in this section: history, polity, geography, science, economics, static GK and current affairs. Out of these 7 subjects, you should have a very good command over history, geography, polity and science, because these 4 subjects are not going to change, and having a good command over them will help you score really good in your GK section. Now here I have given you weightage of different topics for both SSC CGL 2022 and 2023. So this is for tier 1 CGL 2022 and this is for tier 1 CGL 2023. So you can see static GK and current affairs, they hold almost 50% weightage in your tier 1 examination. Same is the case in SSC CGL 2023. Static GK and current affairs holds a lot of value. For other subjects, you can see the weightage here. I will now tell you how to cover these subjects properly one by one. So let's start with history. So these are some important topics from history subjects. History subject is divided into 3 parts: ancient history, medieval history and modern history. So you can see all the important topics from these 3 sections. If you are a beginner and you do not have enough time to complete the syllabus, you can stick to these topics. You will be able to score fairly decent enough marks. Now let me tell you sources that you have to use to cover this subject: Ghatna Chakra and Lucent. So Ghatna Chakra is for people who have completed their syllabus of maths, reasoning and English. They are supposed to buy Ghatna Chakra. I will give you a link of this book in the description below. And for people who have not completed their syllabus of maths, reasoning and English, you should stick to just Lucent and not buy Ghatna Chakra at all. And the second source would be any previous year question book that you can get your hands on, whether it is Kiran publication or Pinnacle publication, both are good. So only 2 sources you are supposed to use for history subject. Apart from this, I will also share with you a Indian history timeline PDF. It is a 11-page PDF. I found it really good. I will share it on my Telegram channel that you can use for your preparation. Now, strategy to cover this section is very simple. As I have told you, there are 3 divisions in history: ancient history, medieval history and modern history. So the first step is to watch any summary video that is available on YouTube. Just type ancient history summary on YouTube and watch any teachers that you like and you are understanding from. And then you have to come to Lucent, read the Lucent so that you will understand the topic better. And then you have to come to previous year questions book to solve all the questions that have appeared in SSC in the past. So this is a very simple, fair strategy. If you are someone whose syllabus is over in maths, reasoning and English and you have ample time with you, then you can come back to Ghatna Chakra book. Now Ghatna Chakra book, what it does, that it gives you a summary, like this is a theory that you can get, and from this theory directly below you have questions MCQ related to this. So when you read the theory part and immediately if you solve MCQ from that section, it becomes easier to retain. So that is why I am recommending you Ghatna Chakra, but it will be time taking, so it is advised only for those who have completed their syllabus, as I have told you many times now. Also, while you are studying Lucent, pay special attention to information contained in these boxes, because in examination questions are asked directly from these boxes. And this is an example. These are questions asked in SSC CGL 2022 mains. So first question is, who composed Tabaqati Nasai in Delhi's alternate period? And the answer is Minhaj us Siraz, and you can see it is directly lifted from this box. Similarly, this question, Bhimbetka site is located in which state of India? So you can see it is located in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so this is important. You can read this while you are studying Lucent. Now coming to polity section, here are some important topics that I have listed for you. These topics are a must do, and you have to prepare these topics before examination. And the sources that you are supposed to follow is again two sources. First is Lucent plus the previous year question book, any previous year question book that you are having. And second source that I am telling you is a wall chart, Constitution of India wall chart. And from this wall chart, minimum 2 to 3 questions will be asked in the examination, because this wall chart contains articles, parts, schedules, important amendments, sources of constitution, how many seats are there in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. So all these very crucial information, which is a very important part of polity, this chart is having that. So if you can buy this Constitution of India wall chart and paste it in your room, it will be very helpful. If you do not want to buy the wall chart, you can download their app Constitution of India, and you can prepare these topics from that application. So the process of preparation for the polity subject will also be the same as history. You have to refer to Lucent, study the topics from Lucent, and then solve questions from the previous year questions book that you are having. Moving on to geography subject, these are the important topics of geography subject that you can see here. Sources you are supposed to follow is again Lucent and previous year questions book. If you have time, you can cover Indian geography section from Ghatna Chakra. Similarly, for science, I have given you important topics here. For biology, you can see the important topics. For physics, you can see the important topics here. For chemistry, you can see the important topics here. And the sources that you are supposed to follow is Ghatna Chakra only. Whether you are a beginner or not a beginner, I will strongly recommend you to follow Ghatna Chakra, because it is a very good MCQ book, and preparing science from a multiple choice questions book which covers the subject comprehensively is very important. It will take you some time, but it will make you really excel in science subject. So you have to follow Ghatna Chakra. And for reference to what questions have been asked in past in SSC examination, you can refer to the previous year questions book that you are having. So for science subject only, I would recommend everyone to buy Ghatna Chakra book and study from this. I promise you will be immensely benefited from this book in the examination, and you will be thanking me in the comment section of this same video after your exam gets over. Now coming on to static GK, these are some important topics that I have listed from static GK portion. You are definitely supposed to complete these topics before going into tier 1 examination. Now the source from where you are supposed to cover this static GK, I will give you two options. First option is, if you understand Hindi, you can refer to our free videos on our YouTube channel, that is Simply Crack with Alok, the other YouTube channel that I am having. So there you can refer to these videos. These are free. And along with this, we have launched a static GK course that you can buy, but that is only when you understand Hindi. Okay. Second option would be free of cost. It is a PDF by Neon Publication. I will be sharing this PDF on my Telegram channel. You can refer to this PDF. These are the two sources from where you can cover your static GK. Now moving on to the current affairs section. So in current affairs, these are very important topics that I have mentioned here, and in current affairs also I have mentioned few topics in green. These are must do sections before examination. You should have an absolute command over these topics for previous 1 year. Okay, so this is the topics that you need to refer for current affairs. Now the source that you are supposed to follow is one magazine called Speedy. This magazine is enough. First you can refer to its monthly magazines, and when your exam is near, you buy the annual edition of Speedy magazine and finish your current affairs topic wise, like awards, MOU, sports, defense affairs, like that you have to complete. I'll also tell you a second source for current affairs. If you understand Hindi, there is a video series, there is a current affairs series that we have on our channel, the other channel that we have, Simply Crack with Alok. There you will find 4 weekly videos and 1 monthly compiled videos along with free PDF. So that also you can refer for this examination, and you can completely rely on this topic. You do not need to do anything. Speedy you can always refer because it will help you revise, but this video series and PDF will be sufficient for your current affairs preparation for SSC CGL 2024 if you understand Hindi. Now some of you here might say, why only Hindi you are providing? You should provide for English also. Then let me tell you, the channel has just started. If you guys support this channel enough, we will try to get you content in English as well, but that depends, that it will take some time, and it also depends on the support that we get from you guys. So if you guys like the content of this channel, do recommend it to people who are non-Hindi speakers, so that we have a substantial strength and we have certain resources to fulfill all the demands that you are making, and we can give you good relevant content for SSC examination in English as well. Now moving on to economics subject. For economics, there are not much questions asked because it is mostly from current affairs. However, I have tried to give you some important topics that you can refer. In economics, most of the questions are from current affairs only, so you have to follow it diligently. Then the second source would be a 30-page PDF that I'll share on my Telegram channel. You can refer to understand all the basics of economics, and that is all you need to do in economics subject, and your preparation will be complete. Now, as I told you, in GKGS section, there are 7 subjects. So what is the sequence that you are supposed to follow? In which sequence you have to study? So I have put in 3 boxes here. First is this box, this is box number 2, this is box number 3. And these 3 boxes you have to study simultaneously. So in box number 1, you have to start with history, and you have to keep reading history until you finish it properly. Then you have to move to polity, then you have to move to geography, like that. So in box number 1, you are supposed to do history. For science, I have told you, you have to follow Ghatna Chakra. So simultaneously, you have to study science also. And static GK plus current affairs is a very important section. So simultaneously, you have to prepare this also. So these 3 boxes you have to prepare simultaneously. In this box 1, you have to begin with history. Science also you will be reading simultaneously, and simultaneously you will be preparing topics of static GK and current affairs. So this will be your sequence for covering the subjects of GK section. Now I am giving you a very rough estimate of how much time you should take to cover each subject. For ancient, you can take 15 days around. For medieval, I will say you can take 7 days. So medieval, as I have shown you before, those are the important topics that you need to cover. So in history, ancient and modern, that you should be focusing on. Modern, I believe 30 days should enough for a beginner. Then you can move to science. Science, as I told you, you have to do simultaneously. So science, physics, chemistry, biology, covering these 3 sections will take you around 2 months. Then static plus current affairs, you have to do alternate days, so that you can see static GK you can do one day, then other day you can do current affairs. Current affairs daily you are not supposed to do, you have to do weekly current affairs. Okay, buy that monthly magazine and do weekly current affairs, or if you are following our channel, you can do those weekly videos. Okay, polity should take roughly about 20 days, geography should take roughly about 20 days, and economics should roughly take about 10 days. So this is a very rough estimate of how much time each subject should take. You should divide your time accordingly. Whatever time is left in the examination, you should divide your time accordingly and decide how much time you are going to devote. So first priority would be math, reasoning, English subject, and then you can decide which subjects you can prioritize according to the things I told you in this video. So this was the video for GKGS section. If you like the content of this channel, please subscribe. Thank you.